This week on What Do You Got? When do you just say no to your phone?
Ooh.
Chaos with your family.
Ooh. And we're going to be talking about our favorite costumes. Coming up
Okay.
after
Right.
this. Stay tuned.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast. I'm Andy Smith.
And I'm Tim Fullen, and we are joined once again with my good friend Allison Skinner. Thank you for joining us
Thank you for having me.
Welcome back to the Bro Down.
to the Bro Down Podcast. This is What Do You Got?
Yes, sir.
We each come to the table with a topic that the other person doesn't know about, or the other people in this case, because there's so many of us here. Andy, I believe you're up first.
I'm up first.
Oh, no, I'm up first. I'm talking myself. I'm so used to
I put mine on the third one.
You did it correctly. I'm speaking incorrectly. Costume time. It's Halloween, guys.
Okay.
It's like Halloween. So I'm leaving this a little bit broad. I want to know either what your favorite costumes are, what you're going to be, or what your favorite costumes have been of all time. And I'm going to start us off here.
Okay.
Okay.
So my favorite costume of all time that I've ever worn was made by my mother. She made me a playing card. And it was the most simplistic thing I had ever...
What card?
A king.
I thought it was going to be the Joker.
Fuck you. Such a jerk. So anyway, Allison, we no, it was a king. It was literally two pieces of cardboard, a poster board. She drew a king's card on there. We cut out little holes for my arms so I could actually move around, and I wore a crown and a scepter. I think I was like 10 years old, and it was the most dope costume I think I had ever worn and ever will.
That's back when people used to make costumes. Remember that? When,
Yes.
like,
Rubik's Cubes out of cardboard boxes.
yeah. We didn't have, like, your parents, like, wouldn't give you money to spend $50 on a stupid costume you're going to wear for 3 hours, so you had to make it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But then, like, when you just finally got like, they give you, like, $20 to buy some, like, Wolverine hands or something, that was cool. Yeah, my favorite costume.
Do you guys have anything that like sticks out in memory or like?
I had a werewolf mask with werewolf hands. I remember I loved it, but there was about, like, at least a half water bottle of sweat in it by the time I was done. It was, like, so... They hadn't figured out how to, like, make it breathable.
Yeah.
So you spend the whole night walking with it above your head, and it had that, like, very cheap plasticky smell.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They all have that.
Yeah.
Cheap.
It's probably not
plasticky
good.
smell.
Probably not good for you, little developing bodies to be breathing in that plastic.
Thinking of like prepubescent boys or pubescent boys like hanging out in these grotesque, sweaty outfits.
Yeah.
Just like being all rank and disgusting.
Yeah,
Walking
no.
around
Welcome
for
to
3 hours.
Welcome to the Bro Down Podcast.
What was yours favorite?
So mine's only a couple years old. So can I pick one from when I was adult? Because I've had a lot more fun as an adult than I think I did
Sure.
as
This is
a
PvP.
child.
You can never do what the fuck
Yeah.
you want.
So my husband had brain surgery a couple of years ago,
Oh,
and
shit.
he had a craniotomy.
Yeah.
So
That's
he's got this big scar behind his ear. So the following year for Halloween, we have like game night once a month with all of our friends. We did a Halloween party. And my cousin works for like one of those haunted house places, so she knows how to do makeup and stuff.
Okay.
So I bought brains and put it over his scar and like put him in a hospital gown, and I wore a surgeon's outfit, and I wrote like help me in blood on his
That's awesome.
on his little nightgown thing. So,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I had blood all over me, and he had brains coming out of his
How'd you get it to look
scar.
so real?
My cousin, my cousin
a
hoped
lot
it
of
would help
trauma.
me.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Do you know why that's awesome? Because you were like, that serious surgery that almost killed you? Yeah, we're going to play off that.
Then you don't have a choice. We're doing it.
He does like if I tell him we're gonna do something, he's like, okay.
That's what guys in relationships
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, I
They're just
forgot
like,
we also
All right.
do adult. I remember one time I dressed up as a Ninja Turtle, and I went to the Ninja Turtle store, the Halloween store, and the swords were like, I think they were like $20 or $40
Holy
for the
crap.
swords. And I remember I have a magazine that comes to my house every month that sells swords. So I looked up how much are the samurai swords in real life, and they were cheaper than the plastic ones. So I had the real swords. But then I remember, I'm like, oh, people are going to be drinking at the party.
Yeah.
So I had to make sure, like, it was like, hey, guys, look at the real swords. They are going in the trunk now because I can't be trusted with real swords and alcohol. So, yeah. I went from a Ninja Turtle to a regular turtle in like a half hour.
The second half of that story prevented this from being like this one time. It was my favorite costume until poor Johnny.
Yeah, it prevented this podcast from happening through 2 inches of plate glass.
Yeah.
And handcuffs.
Yeah.
Okay. It's better that they were in the trunk.
It would make for a good studio. Less echo. I remember back in college, I was 21. You guys know I'm a nerd. Like, there's no denying it. I'm a nerd. So when I was 21, I made my own. Shut up. I made my own Link outfit. Like, I actually got cloth. I cut it out. Like,
who's Link?
Oh.
From Legend of Zelda.
Oh.
It's one of the original video. So I wore this green tunic.
His soul
I
just
made
died.
a wooden sword and a wooden shield with the help of my friend Mike. When I say I made, I mean I stood back while he did all the cutting, but I painted it. Thanks, Mike.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah. And all night long, and I was 21, so I was at like the biggest Halloween party I would ever be at in my entire life. Like, it was like a rager. I'd never been at a Halloween that was like a legit rager before. And all night long, people were like, "Oh, you have such a cute Peter Pan outfit." Oh, and I'm just like, I put effort into it. Effort. Oh, no. Heartbroken. I think one girl came up to me and was like, "That's a cute Link outfit." And I was like, "Yes, I love you."
I thought they were going to call you Zelda. But they were way off. They were even farther off that.
I wasn't even owned by the correct
No, they didn't even get the same. They didn't even get the game right. Not even the game right.
Yeah, it was kind of depressing.
I totally forgot. I was Christmas morning a couple of years ago. Do you remember when I was a Christmas tree? So I went to the Rhodes Christmas party.
I couldn't even wait. She got to do Christmas on Halloween. She's
I
one of
did.
those people.
I
You got to
did.
do Christmas early. I'm just kidding.
It was awesome. I was dressed as a Christmas tree, big bow in my hair. I had brown boots on. I had presents strapped to my feet. So I had presents under the tree. I had ornaments. I lit up.
Holy crap.
My sister was a fireplace. No, she was the present. I made a little diorama of a fireplace with stockings with our name on it, and our friend Jenny was a little kid with like in her one-piece sleeper, and we were Christmas morning. It was awesome.
I don't
And
think
we
I've
won
ever heard
third
that
place.
costume.
We should have fucking won first place. This guy came in dressed as a fucking Lego. A Lego.
People
No.
get so mad at Halloween contests.
Because it was so packed, and like they were like the Christmas tree, and I'm like, I'm not a Christmas tree, I'm Christmas morning, and I was trying to make my way up to the stage, and it was
If you ever want to make Halloween awkward, just have a contest. It's gonna get bad.
I feel that pain though, like that, like inner, like I'm still mad about this years later. I feel
I was
it deep down.
mad. I had to sit in the trunk of the truck. I couldn't like. I had all these batteries. It was heavy. Oh, it was a
She
hot
went there
mess.
to win,
Yeah.
and Lego paid off the judges.
The diorama and everything. Stockings with our name on it. I made a fireplace.
They didn't have a pickup, so they had to lay me on top of the hood, tie me down.
Pretty much.
They cut me down the day before. They
Pretty
wished me
much.
to life. I'm actually really a tree.
That's it. I've never seen that costume before. That's actually pretty good.
That is a pretty good one.
I should have won.
Yeah.
I won a bottle of champagne. I don't fucking drink champagne. It's disgusting. They should have gave me a
She's
bottle of
so
vodka.
bitter. She just opens it and dumps it down the drain
So
at the
mad.
party.
Should have won.
Hard pass
Just
on
saying.
this.
Yeah.
All right, we're changing topics.
Okay, who's up next?
Allison, you are up. Family Field
Family
Day.
Field Day. So I
Chaos.
can go on for hours. So
Tell us, what is Family Field Day?
Family Field Day. So like I said before, my friends and I do game night once a month.
Okay.
We're on year 4. So it started off years ago where all of our friends would come to our house because fortunately for us, we had kid weekend, non-kid weekend, kid weekend, non-kid weekend.
That's
so
a nice
everybody came to
break.
our house, we cocktail, we play board games. Great time. Then one kid started popping over, another kid started popping over.
Like kids?
Like teenagers.
Okay.
Teenagers. So the kids now range from 15 to 22.
Okay.
So now the kids are trying to like work their way in. So I decided, okay, if the kids want to be included, I'm going to create a family field day. We have a huge backyard.
Okay.
So first year it was like legit field day events. We had a water balloon fight. I lost. Everybody drenched me. So now
And there's winners and losers here.
there's winners and losers.
That's where the chaos is going to come in.
Chaos, fast forward 3 years. So now this year was year 3. And now everybody's 3 years older, which means the kids drink now.
One of my questions was going to be how much of this is actually family field day and how much of this is like drunken three-legged races where people are just falling flat on their heads.
It's got the trifecta. It has family, competition, and booze.
Yes.
It's not going to
Well,
end good.
This year was it was fun chaos because my girlfriend was going through a tough time, her and her daughter. So
Yeah.
they decided to pregame. So they were drunk by 2:00. We had 9 events.
When did the torch get lit? When did the event start?
4:00.
So 2 hours before the event started, they were drunk.
So,
Wasted.
Just to preface this, I've heard
Do you
about
guys sell tickets?
Oh my god, it's so funny.
I've heard about this family field day in the past because we work together, so we tell stories all the
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah.
And I
Oh,
have
he's coming to the next one.
I am.
In 2 weeks.
I have seen
Record it.
firsthand the level of extravagance that she is referring to. Like everyone might think like, oh, people get to their house and they'll like do a couple of things. No, she has like boards up with
Oh, yeah.
like the events
Lined
labeled
up.
out, and they
Like the golf tournaments where they have like the clipboard with the name that they
Yes.
move up and down who's in first place.
that kind of thing would not be unexpected. Like it is
Legit. I like the enthusiasm.
and it's growing in size.
It's so now we're up to 25 people. So now
Holy
all the
shit.
kids.
yeah.
This is just our closest friends and the kids.
I don't know 25 people.
Yeah. Do they like? You're gonna have to start like representing different like counties that
I
they
think
come
next
from.
year each family should come dressed as a theme. Like one family should be like superhero theme, and one family can be like all camouflage and like
Yeah, just add separation so that when someone loses, it gets even
Yeah.
it gets even worse.
we played 9 events this year, and I don't know how Mackenzie, she ended up winning second place on musical chairs, which was the absolute last game.
Oh, and she was the drunk one.
Oh my god, it was so funny.
Drunk strength.
She connected at a different power.
They powered through all night, and Renee was just like, "How many games did we play?" I said, "We played 9." She's
So
like,
what games
no
are there?
way. So there's this one game which is a huge hit that we played last year. This year we played it again by popular demand. It's called the shoe game.
Okay.
You have 2 teams lined up, so you have an opposing person. So it's me and Tim, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You call out. So there's a shoe in between us.
Okay.
You call out head, we touch our head. You call out knees, we touch our knees. And you keep going, and then you say shoe, and then one of us have to grab the shoe.
Okay.
It's like evenly in between us.
Yes. So people fight
For the shoe.
for the shoe. And but we have, I wish this was like show and tell. I would have brought the pictures around my phone. There's
Shoulder! Head! Waist! Shoulder! Head! Head! Shoulder! Shoot!
Yes, Ariana! Yes!
like,
Props.
there's 20 people.
Yeah.
So then like people get into it. So you go down.
And there's 20 shoes, and they all
There's
do it at
20
once.
shoes, and you go down to there's 1 shoe. And last year, my 2-step kids fought for 5. I have it on video. It was crazy. They were dragging each other. No one would let off the shoe until.
So it's not. If someone touches it first, it doesn't count.
You have to grab it and hold it.
What's like is it getting to the point where you're gonna have to start making written rules so that we know what the rules are?
I see the way his brain is working. He goes by the
I'm
letter of the
super
law.
competitive, so like
You have to hold the shoe.
for how long?
Well, Nicholas actually was up against Billy this year, and he dropped, like he picked it up and dropped it, and then Billy got it. So I don't know, but it's got to be.
You got to start thinking of these things because it's gonna divide. It's gonna
so
divide people.
complicated.
And this is where it loses its fun.
I
The
would make
ones
it
that
interesting
show
for
up-
everyone watching, not for people that are in it.
We did good old fashioned dodgeball this year. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
Okay,
interesting.
that's gotta
I
be
bought
fun.
like legit dodgeballs.
See, that already has predetermined rules.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's an easy one.
Yes. We did capture the flag. We did.
How do you do that?
It's like dodgeball, but you have like a flag on both sides, and then you have to go steal the other team's flag.
But like,
And
what's
people
in
are
the?
in and out.
But how do you?
It's like dodgeball, so there's.
Oh,
a
so you
line.
have to not get out.
Right, and if you
Okay.
get out, you have to go stand in their jail, and then somebody from your team's got to tag you out. And
Okay.
it's kind of funny to watch grown adults run around and play dodgeball. They were
Basically
like,
belittle
afterwards, they were
themselves
like,
to
"What are
pettiness."
you doing to us? Why are we playing dodgeball?" I'm like, "Because it's funny.
It is
Yeah.
funny.
It's funny."
Just watch all morality leave the table. With
And the adults
dodgeball.
participate. We had potato sack races. We had wheelbarrow races. It's
So what are the other?
That's
So we got
awesome.
we
That's
got
dope.
shoe game, we got
Mm-hmm.
dodgeball, we got capture the flag, we got wheelbarrow races, we got potato sack
potato sack
races.
races. We did the cup pyramid race where you have to put a balloon in your mouth and blow up the balloon inside the cup, and your whole team has to build a pyramid with the balloon and not your hands. That's like a minute to win it type of game.
Yeah.
Oh, blood will
But
be
try
spilled.
to do this while you're drinking.
Yeah. And what are the rest?
Funny. Oh.
It
We
really
did-
does become a spectator sport.
That's what I would say. You could definitely like have like ticket sales if you get enough people.
I
Yeah.
feel like
oh,
a-
musical chairs. We always do that last
So
because
music-
that's when everybody's the drunkest, and
yeah.
that's hysterical. to
I
see
feel
them
like this
all.
is going to become one of those events. You have to keep it lighthearted because I feel like eventually some people are going to be like, "Oh, I can't drink. We have events coming up. We can't do that."
What you need to have is a designated referee, somebody who never plays the competition but is respected in the family.
That's Larry.
Okay. Larry needs to just, that's who, because everyone needs to have a common person where they're like, he's fair, he doesn't pick sides, and he tells us what it is. If you don't have a referee, it's madness.
He does have a whistle.
He has a whistle.
Yes.
Does he have a taser?
He needs one.
Okay.
He needs one. I can't even remember the other two games.
I have seen the game nights. I didn't go to this, but I did go to one of the game nights, and
Oh, that's right. A couple of years ago.
I have seen how rowdy it gets. She was like, "Oh, come over for a game night. We sit around. We
What games?
We play Monopoly." Which
Oh,
it wasn't.
no.
You know,
We
it
play, like,
wasn't.
real board games.
It wasn't Monopoly,
What
but
did
like
we play?
I don't
5
even.
second rule?
I don't. Yes, we did.
What is it?
5 second rule?
What's that?
You got to name 3 things in 5 seconds.
So like
Anything?
it
Name
would.
3 horror movies. Go. 5 seconds.
It too. Chucky.
Good job.
Okay.
That would work.
Name 3 orange vegetables.
Orange. That's it.
That's not a
It's not a
vegetable.
Oh, vegetable.
Yeah.
Oh. So if I say the wrong thing, do I get it wrong?
Yeah, so if you get them right, you win the card.
Yeah, there's cards. They're like
There's
it's like an
cards.
actual game. Like we don't just stare at each other and like say it.
Okay, so you need a timekeeper
Yeah.
for that too.
Yeah.
But like I remember going to this and being like, "Oh, we play board games, blah 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 blah," and then like that night I was like hammered at like 11 o'clock, showing
my
people how to
gosh.
plank for as long as you can.
And then he curled up in like a little tiny ball on the couch and fell asleep.
Yeah, that's what he
what I do.
does.
He just disappears.
That's what this kid does.
He just
This-
disappears.
This kid is basically like, at the end of the night of drinking, he's like a homeless man who walked into a nice house and is like, I'm just gonna just nonchalantly pretend I'm supposed to be here and just lay on the back of the couch and just wake up before everyone gets up and leave.
The worst I had been in years was recently. It was a couple months ago. We went to a game night at your cousin's house.
Yeah.
I brought a bottle, and I like it. It's good stuff.
And I warned you.
It's coffee vodka. It's
Oh. ooh.
Several times I warned him.
I like drinking it on ice because it tastes like coffee ice cream. And I had a lot of it. A lot of it. Apparently, I don't know what self-control is. I don't remember getting home. He drove me.
Yeah. I
I
drove him
asked-
home. But
I-
I remember I picked him up and he had a brown paper bag, like a alcoholic man in a 1950s movie. And I'm like, what's in the bag? And you're like, coffee ice cream flavored vodka. And I'm like, that's a bad idea. And you're like, no, it's good. I said, I'm sure it is, but that's a bad idea. And then as we're going, you just see him getting more and more like Mortal Kombat on the table, like ready to die. And I looked over at the bottle and there's like this much left.
Oh, man.
And I was like, oh no, you're not even here.
I fell.
You're not even-
I fell off the I think that was my last memory. I remember falling off the stool at one point.
Yeah,
The
it's
bench.
weird when you like know for a fact like the person is not going to remember stuff because to them it's time travel. They're already in the next morning.
Yeah, and I was.
Yeah,
It was fantastic. No, it was not fantastic. I was in so much pain.
but the game nights that we do get pretty competitive depending on what we're playing.
Yeah.
It gets competitive now that the kids are involved because
Stupid kids.
this year we're gonna do a scavenger hunt in 2 weeks, and usually it's kids versus adults. The last 2 years, this year it's gonna be driving. Tim's gonna help me
I am.
So-
finish planning it out.
Real quick, what is the thing that people get into it over the most when it comes to arguments? Is it the rule set? Is it?
It's who wins. The
It's
parents
who-
always want to kick the kid's ass. Always.
But what I'm saying is the actual what sparks it. Is it just like a dispute about who like got there first type thing, or is it like no, that's not allowed?
No, it's never about competition. I mean, it's never about rules.
Oh, okay.
Never. It's
Okay.
always about who's better than the other person.
See, that sounds healthy.
It'll evolve. Just wait.
Andy's like an American watching hockey. Yeah, they kind of like hockey. They really want to see the fist be thrown.
Yeah.
That's why they're watching. It's like watching NASCAR. You want to see the explosion.
And this year we had Matt the Marine, so I tried to disqualify him from all of the events before.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Who?
The
The
Marine.
Marine.
Oh yeah. Well,
Three-legged.
Everyone needs a ringer.
wheelbarrow race and all that kind of stuff. Like he kicks ass and everything.
but you have to do like a seeded pick. Like the Marine gets picked, but the other team gets the next 3 picks. Like that's how you have to do it, right? The last team in football gets the first draft pick. That's just how it goes.
That's true.
Yeah, you can't just pack the team with all the good players. That's not fun for anybody.
Well, see, and then when we did, I think dodgeball, we did one of the thing where you have to pick your team. There was team captains. It's so sad, even at the 40-something years old, like to watch the last person get picked. So for scavenger hunt, I'm just making the teams. I can't.
You know
do
what?
that. It's so sad.
We gotta see how crazy we can get this. What you should do is open up lines of betting on who's gonna win. Right? And allow the actual competitors to win and see who throws the game first. See if someone throws a game.
No. Allow the competitors to bet.
Who's gonna bet? They don't have an audience yet.
I'm thinking about betting, but now with you involved, I'm thinking about being like the
You
overbearing.
watch, that Marine's gonna get a sudden case of I can't run fast. I don't know what happened.
He was a 300 favorite. What the hell?
Just counting dollar bills in the back. Yeah.
So the chaos part comes in when you've got 25 people in your backyard, and you've got to say, okay, game 1. This is because we put a lot of time into creating these games and setting them up and making sure we have everything. Nobody wants to listen. Everybody's drinking, and it's just like, can you just listen to me? Just listen to me.
That's where the rules.
Scream and yell. So that's why I'm inviting Tim to come up in a couple weeks and do scavenger hunt with me, so he can.
See, that's where the loosely based rules will help out, because what you can do is everyone starts off with a bonus 50 points. And everyone that holds up the person that's speaking and doesn't get into their group circle, every 5 seconds that goes by, you lose a point or something like that. It'll get people to shut up and get in their little line.
Yeah, now
There you
you
go.
have me thinking in terms of betting. Because if I was on the sideline and someone was like 10 points off for not listening, I would be like, oh, that rep was fucking paid off.
Yeah.
He's in on
In
it.
like 2 years, it'll be like a Vegas line where you can bet on anything. You can bet on anything.
Could you imagine in like 2 years, like people are putting like thousands of dollars on your like dodgeball game, and you're like, my street's not big enough for all these cars. What are the cameras doing?
So and so's been banned for shaving points off of potato sack racing.
Renee's taking steroids. Whoops.
Oh my
Flag for
goodness.
PEDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, this could get even crazier.
Yeah. Let's.
It's chaos.
Yeah.
It is chaos.
Yeah.
I like it though, because like you're very well thought out. Like I feel like other people will be like, "Oh, we're doing a scavenger hunt," and it will be like a half-assed like rigmarole that's like put together that morning. She's been thinking of this scavenger hunt for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like putting detail into it. Like
Yeah.
we're sitting down together later this week to like hammer out the details to make sure the gameplay is fair.
I'm all about fairness.
See, it sparks your interest.
It does.
We need like a BDP game day.
I'm just thinking of ways to get spectators interested. I'm not worried so much about the well-being of the family.
We actually do have spectators. So my one girlfriend, her mom and her husband come and they sit up on the deck. I put the chairs up and they watch.
They definitely bet.
They
They're
watch.
definitely throwing dollars.
They love it. They love it. They get
Yeah.
to come every year.
If you get this big enough, you should
That's
put in a
really
little bleachers and just charge like, $2 admission or bring a case of beer. It'll start funding itself. Yeah.
Then you can have it every weekend.
Yeah. I mean,
You know
sports
what?
are out right now. This could be a thing.
The amount of alcohol 25 people can drink,
That's true.
it's insane.
That's true. You need a bigger backyard. You need to rent space.
Yes.
Where can we rent space? Make this
I need
We're
to
gonna
calm
be
you
taking it
down.
down to like the big park down the street.
Yeah.
Like, let's go down there.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? Stop you?
Okay.
All right, Andy. What do you got?
I have the phone. When to say no.
Did you literally check your phone while doing
I
that?
did it just to get you guys on. Okay, so
I thought you...
I have
got
a pet peeve with phones sometimes, and everyone's guilty of it. But where do you guys think, or maybe you guys don't think any space is sacred, but when do you think people should just put their fucking phone away? Like, if you're watching a movie, playing a board game, at a funeral, movie theater, when do you think the phone should go back and we should just basically pretend like it doesn't exist because something else is taking place? And I'm not talking about like you get a call, an emergency, or whatever. I'm talking about like I need to see how many likes I got on Instagram.
See, you raise an interesting point already. And you raise a very interesting point. So for me, when you say no to phones, in my head, I'm thinking you put it away. Like it goes away. It doesn't come out at all. But there's a lot of people can't do that. And I'm looking at you specifically. You have children.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people with children refuse to do that because there is the whole emergency thing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also a compulsive habit thing. So like,
My alarm is going off on my phone.
Fucking, I thought I heard it. I'm like,
Sorry.
what demon?
You couldn't time that.
You could not have timed that any better.
She's like, maybe it'll go off. Maybe it'll go off.
That was our guy in the background making the most noise. I don't even know where. Thanks, Al.
Okay, you brought me into it. So my take is like for tonight, we're all sitting here. I put my phone away, put it on silent because my husband's home. If there's an emergency, my kids can.
Yeah.
They have
It wasn't
somebody.
silent enough, but continue.
I know that was my alarm.
I'm sorry.
When
How dare you?
when the kids, so like I said, we used to have like kid weekend, non-kid weekend. So if it was a kid weekend and we were watching a movies, the kids wanted 100% of our time. So we would all pile our phones on the windowsill if we watched a movie so that we weren't distracted or playing a game or whatever.
Yeah.
See, I like that.
Yeah, but how do you get that to be a thing? Because I've been guilty of it times, checking my phone when I know that I shouldn't be checking my phone.
I'm guilty.
And
of
we've
both.
talked about this before, and my main gripe with the phone is that if you're talking to somebody having a conversation and they pick up the phone, it immediately takes both people out of the conversation. Because if you're the one that's talking, you now feel like the person's not listening and that you're not really getting through. And if you're the person that's on the phone, you're not really paying attention.
Right.
So it basically throws a roadblock into the conversation. And part of the reason why like me and my buddy Zach wanted to start the podcast, and it was like to have a 3-hour, 2-hour, 1-hour conversation with no interruptions, because that's what life used to be like. And then now it's like you can't ever have a conversation, which now that we're doing this all the time, we do 3 podcasts a week.
We're literally out of things to talk about.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's so nice to just have a conversation and have no phones involved no distractions. And I think that there's a lot of other places where that could be like beneficial. Like if you're out to dinner, if you're definitely in the movie theater, I think it should be a law.
Oh,
Like
for
you should
sure.
get fined or like whipped with a belt or something if you are on your phone in a movie theater. Like other people paid to be in there. Get off your phone.
Yeah.
I think it's a habitual thing. I think it's a bad habit that is very, 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 very easy to fall into and very hard to break out of. and I think that requires conscious effort. So I don't think it necessarily. I think it does. It's super beneficial when you're saying like, all right, phone's on the windowsill. I think that makes a whole bunch of logical sense, and it guarantees everyone plays along.
Because it's not there. It's not accessible for your hand.
Lead thou not
Right.
into temptation.
Yes.
I can't tell you how many. So I keep my phone like on the little holder thing, like in my car. I can't tell you how many times like I just reach out and touch it.
Just to see.
For what?
What if
am I
somebody likes
looking
something?
for?
I do the same thing.
I just touch it, and I'm
Yeah.
just like,
I do the same
can't.
exact.
I purposely leave the phone screen down.
that's a good idea.
Because especially when I'm at work, if I'm at work and the phone is ringing, I know that it's work. Very few people text me at work. They always call. So I know if it's vibrating, I know someone's calling. But when I'm doing something, I always put it down because the simple thing of your phone lighting up makes you look at it. Like it's calling you to be distracted from what you're doing. But if you leave it face down, like you won't have that unless you hear it
Yeah.
or feel it vibrate. You won't look at the phone just from the light. It's like small little things to like stop the distraction.
And it's interesting you say that because even phones now have like facial recognition and all that other stuff. So like my phone, if it sees movement, it assumes I'm nearby and assumes I want it. So it'll light up. It won't unlock,
How
but it'll it'll light up, and it becomes compulsive. Like I'll see it light up and I'll pick it up, not because I need it or have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
But just because it's what you do. It's a phone.
Also,
play
notifications
Sudoku.
is another one. I almost always either don't allow notifications, or if I do, I don't want to know what the fuck specifically it is.
What do you mean?
Like, if you allow
Facebook,
notifications
Instagram, like that
for
sort of
like
thing.
an email or whatever,
Oh.
like if it's like a specific, if you like see the preview of the email, you're like, oh, I gotta look at that because what if there's a sale? Like if it just says email, you're like, I'll check the email later. Like I don't need to look at it every single time.
You and I are very different beasts when it comes to that. My emails have very little junk in them.
Well, I have 36 emails, so
Yeah, you're broken.
I have like
He has a lot of email accounts.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
But
I don't
all-
know why.
All my email accounts, with the exception, we have one shared one for BDP. That one's not as clean as I'd like it to be. But
Yeah.
all the other ones, I don't have a lot of spam in there. If I do have a lot of spam, I do a pretty good job of getting rid of it. She's even better than I am.
I'm not.
You're-
With cleaning out my inbox and
Your
my,
your inbox at work is empty.
well, it's everything that I only keep in there what I need to address.
Yeah.
If it's done, it gets deleted, and then I go on my deleted and I delete my deleted.
See, I purge every couple months.
I
Like,
can't purge
email?
because there's always that one client that's like, you never sent that to me, or I sent it to you. So then I delete anything that's not client related.
Yeah.
See, I can't. For my job, I can't delete in case I need something in the future. So like something could come back. Like remember 3 years ago when you sent this out and you're like, yes, I do because I don't delete anything. But some people delete stuff and they don't have any record of it.
But I learned how to drag the email into like we have everything like on our F drive.
Yeah.
So I learned how to just drag the email and then I just leave it there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes okay. That's a good. We don't have like
Like a server?
we don't have a
Okay.
server.
So long story short, almost all the notifications I get for emails, and that's the exception for me, are important. Very rarely are they not important.
Okay, so what is off limits, or what would you prefer be off limits with the phone? If you're like, do you have any pet peeves with the phone? If you're talking to
Yes.
someone, or if an activity that you're doing and someone's on their phone, does it drive you nuts?
My husband.
What specifically?
Okay. So I have to watch Friends every night to go to bed.
Okay,
The
I
show.
can get. I don't watch Friends, but I have to watch something every night, so I
Yeah.
get it.
All right. So okay, let's say it's anything.
Yeah.
So if he knows that I want to watch TV to fall asleep, and like it's like snuggle time and I'm snuggled up against him, he's playing a game on his phone. So if I can't see the TV because can see what he's playing on his phone, it drives me crazy.
'Cause you're distracted.
Because and it's in my way.
She's distracted by a phone that's not even hers. This
Yes.
is sickening.
So
I'll get
then
a
what do I
background
do?
on this one once it's done.
I shift. What are you doing? Where are you going? What I thought no, yeah, I'm trying to snuggle with you, but you're playing your game and it's blocking my view. So then,
Yeah.
I understand that. When you're distracted by something that you don't even like, I'm one of those people. I love to read. I cannot read if I'm sitting in front of a TV. Can't. I could be watching the world's worst TV show. It could just be an hour of nonsense commercials. I won't be able to read a page.
No, you can't.
Because I'll just be so distracted. So I get that
The
wholeheartedly.
amount of stimulus that's being thrown at you is way more than the book.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? There's colors, there's moving pictures, and all that stuff. And especially mobile games are specifically designed with colors, the way that images are designed, the way that they move, to specifically make you want to look at them. Like, that's how they're made.
Real quick, I read an article today that there was these two games that we had talked about a long time ago. Homescapes and Gardenscapes. You know those ads where they're like, help the man save the woman, and it's like a super easy puzzle? They were sued and banned. Those ads specifically because they are misleading to the general public.
Wow.
We had a pet peeve, and we had a
It was a previous podcast.
the
You
one
could find it by
podcast.
going to
Yeah, it was about video games on mobile apps that they'll show you the video game, and it'll be basically like Tetris, and then you download the game and it's checkers. And you're like, I thought you said Tetris, and they're like, nah, that's just the trailer for the game, and you're like, but that's not the game.
Yeah.
That's not the game. Yeah,
Drives us insane.
justice.
Sorry.
So yeah, I just have pet peeve with the phone. So
I think it requires a conscious effort. It's a habit, and I think habits need to be broken.
when's it okay to tell people to get off their fucking phone though? Let's
See, now you're taking it from the other angle. When
What?
is it okay to tell people to break their habit?
yes, that's what I want to know.
Well, I can tell you, game nights, everybody's got to whip out their phone. You got to record every moment. You know?
Oh, see, no.
So now that's a different.
See, we have the opposite viewpoint, and you got me into this.
Yeah.
Once our game nights start, the phone goes in the shoe. You can check the phone when you go to the bathroom, but otherwise. But I get that angle too.
I get it. My problem with that is that I get there's always if there's one person there that's always known to record stuff, okay. But my issue with that is the same issue I have of people that go to concerts and watch the concert through their
the
phone.
phone.
Why go to the concert? Just watch it on your TV because you're there to experience the concert. You're not experiencing the concert if you're always looking at your phone and recording it. You're losing something because
Okay.
you're distracted and you're recording it. And it's like, how many times are you actually going to go back and watch that whole recording and watch that whole thing? Other than to post it to be like, look where I was. I'm on the fucking concert. Look how cool I am. When I'm doing something that I enjoy or want to do, I want to fully experience that with no distractions because I want to remember everything about it. Just like game night.
Andy has very strong
I
opinions.
do. I will express them.
I have the flip to that.
Okay.
So when my husband and I we go to concerts. We love concerts. We go every summer except this summer.
Why don't you go this summer? I'm just kidding. Sorry, continue.
So
What's the problem?
when we go to a concert, 9 times out of 10, our children aren't with us. So we went and saw Darius Rucker or whoever. And who was the last one? I think it was like Florida Georgia Line, whoever. My stepson would be like, oh my God, when they sing so-and-so, can you FaceTime me? So we'll FaceTime them and hold the phone up so they can watch it with us.
But you're not looking at the phone.
Well, you got to make sure that you're like that you're like watching.
I don't like that excuse.
Yeah.
I think if you just
that you've got it lined up correctly.
if you're FaceTiming someone, you just you can hold the phone here and not look at it. You don't need to be
you gotta
there.
make sure the guy's all over the stage. You've got to make sure.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's not a good excuse in my opinion. I give you 50% on that one.
But I have a few recordings that I took at a concert, and I love.
A few is fine.
Okay.
But-
I don't do the whole thing.
No, a few is fine, but like I like going to concerts. So when I'm there, there's never a point in time where I don't see at least half the crowd with phones out.
Yeah.
There's never a time where like the phone just goes away. So
Yeah.
like I understand like, hey, Welcome to the Jungle came on and you want to have a recording of how Axl Rose came out. Totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
But then like you're going to just watch the whole
No.
Appetite for Destruction album like this on your phone. Like
There's
that doesn't make
there's
sense.
select songs that I would have to record.
I'm going to throw an unpopular third opinion in here.
Don't go to the
like
concert.
concerts.
Don't go to the concert.
Oh no.
I don't. I
love
should.
them.
I should put an asterisk on this. I don't like big concerts. If
No,
it's
I
a
don't like
okay.
either. No.
I see
if
what
it's
you're
a
saying.
smaller venue, then I'm all for it.
So how does it work? Like, see, I don't know. I always have it. There's a pet peeve I have. I don't know why, but I have this thing where if somebody has always the need to record every single thing that they do, I feel like they're not really, in a way, they're not really doing them, because it's not about doing the experience. It's about recording it to let other people know that you did it.
Right.
That's, you know what I'm saying?
I do. I'm trying to.
It's like there's a lot. I
middle
feel,
party
and I could
here.
be off, but I feel like there's a lot of people who do a lot of things just so they can record it.
I mean, you're saying that while recording a podcast. I know.
I am. I am saying that.
Or you want to show somebody something funny they did and they didn't realize they were doing it during family field day.
That's true. I give a break for personalized things, but what I'm talking about is people that post it for people they don't even fucking
No,
know.
there's a lot of stuff we record and pictures that we take that we share in our group chat that we won't post on social media.
Yeah, see, that's where it's different though, because you're doing it for a specific reason instead of just being like this. I got to record everything and just throw it up so I can get people to like it and watch. Like, fuck out of here. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts.
All right, old man.
If you're in the
Andy.
gym and you're recording yourself, fucking leave.
Did you say
all
the
right?
gym?
Gym, in the gym. You don't need to record every set. I hate. Don't get me started. It gets me going. It gets me
Andy,
going.
maybe you should write that down for next week.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Cell
I see
phones in the
too
gym.
many people on Instagram recording every single set that they do. You know what? You still gain muscle if you don't record it.
Cell phones in the gym. That's your
Yeah.
topic for next
It
week.
will be. It's going to be the same thing I just said for 10 minutes.
You know what? We need to take away your cell phone topics for like the next 2 months.
Yep, we do.
No cell phone topics
do.
for you.
We do.
Because we're going to circle back to it anyway.
Yep, it's going to happen.
All right, guys. Any last thoughts on these topics before I talk us out of here?
No.
Nope, I've given up my right.
No? I don't even remember what the first ones we're talking about. Excuse me. Let us know in the comments down below what you thought about all these topics. When do you call it quits on cell phones? What are your favorite costumes for this upcoming Halloween season? And do you have any cool games you want to see played at Family Field Day? Did we inspire you to do Family Field Day? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell notification so you get all of our cool videos. Also, don't forget that we're available on streaming apps, not just YouTube. To find a link, go to brodownpro.com. It's on the main page. You can take us with you in the mornings. It comes out a little bit earlier on the streaming things. We come out at 6 o'clock. So if you go to work, you can listen to Bro Down Pro instead of listening to boring old radio.
We're going to play a live stream board game here.
Oh, I want to play. Invite me back.
It's
Yeah.
probably never going to air because it's going to go south. That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
We'll catch you guys next time. We'll let you know about the board game thing.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all